Highlights of today's defense news, 12th of August 25. Indian Air Force accelerates Rafale acquisition to bolster squadron strength amid escalating threats from China and Pakistan. Ministry of Defence approves 30,000 crore indigenous UAV deal. TATA Advanced Systems, Raphe, Mphibr and Adani Defence to share 87 mail drone order. Navy warship INS Udaygiri and INS Himgiri to be simultaneously commissioned on 26th of August. Adani Defence partners Prime Aero to acquire 100% stake in MRO firm Indamer Technics. India and Japan naval collaboration eyes on Soryu class lithium-ion technology. Skyroot Aerospace successfully tests KALAM 1200 solid rocket motor, readies Vikram 1 for the first orbital launch. SMPP takes Make in India, Make for the World to the Philippines with strategic joint venture. In the global highlights, Turkey unveils world's first sea-skimming combat drone, a stealthy production-ready wing-and-ground craft unlike anything US, Russia or China has. And new Vulcan rocket to fly first military mission. Look at the news in detail. First from the Air Force. Indian Air Force is urgently pushing for a government-to-government agreement with France to acquire additional Rafale fighter jets as part of the long-delayed multi-role fighter aircraft program. This program envisions the procurement of 114 fighter jets, most of which will be manufactured domestically under the Make in India initiative through foreign collaboration. Air Force aims to submit the MRFA case for the initial acceptance of necessity to the DAC within the next 1 or 2 months, marking a crucial step to move forward with the procurement. The primary driver for this accelerated push is the depletion of Indian Air Force's fighter squadron strength. Currently, Indian Air Force operates 31 squadrons, but this number is set to decline to 29 following the retirement of MiG-21 aircraft, which is well below the authorized strength of 42.5 squadrons deemed necessary to counter threats. DSC, which has recently approved a major 30,000 crore contract to procure 87 medium-altitude long-endurance mail drones for the armed forces. This contract will be split between two lowest bidders in a 64:36 ratio, ensuring that two separate manufacturing lines are established. This approach provides flexibility for ramping up production swiftly as well as supports future export potential. The drones procured will serve diverse roles, including reconnaissance, electronic warfare, and precision missile strikes. The Defense Ministry mandates comprehensive local manufacturing to deepen the domestic defense industrial base. This includes production of aerostructures, main parts, assembly and testing of drone engines in India, and indigenization of critical components like electro-optical payloads and satellite communication systems. Additionally, indigenous navigation and communication systems must be integrated to secure supply chain stability and operational security. The armed forces will soon issue an expression of interest, inviting Indian companies to submit bids, followed by trials and commercial negotiations. Amongst the likely contenders are the firms Adani Defence, Solar Defence and Aerospace with its Nagpur manufacturing setup, Raphe Mphibr with indigenous drone designs, Tata Advanced Systems and potentially Hindustan Aeronautics, possibly in collaboration with an Israeli partner. Indian Navy is set to commission two state-of-the-art stealth frigates, INS Udaygiri and Himgiri, simultaneously on 26th of August at Vishakhapatnam. The historic occasion marks the first time two major surface combatants from two different premier Indian shipyards will be inducted into active service at the same event. Both ships are part of Project 17A, a follow-on to the successful Project 17 Shivalik class frigates designed for versatile multi-mission roles and the ability to operate in blue water environments, countering both conventional and non-conventional threats to India's maritime interest. INS Udaygiri, built by Mazagon Docks, was delivered to the Navy on 1st of July and holds the distinction of being the 100th ship designed by the Navy's Warship Design Bureau. INS Himgiri, on the other hand, is the first P-17A ship manufactured by GRSC in Kolkata, highlighting the Navy's capacity to execute complex shipbuilding projects across multiple centers of excellence. Of the 7 P-17A frigates planned, 4 are being built by MDL and the remaining 3 by GRSC, reinforcing the distributed yet collaborative nature of India's warship building program. In terms of capability, both Udaygiri and Himgiri represent a generational leap over the earlier Shivalik class frigates, with a displacement of approximately 6,700 tons, about 5% larger than their predecessors. They feature a sleeker design with a reduced radar cross-section, improving stealth characteristics. Both ships are powered by combined diesel or gas (CODOG) propulsion plants, integrating diesel engines and gas turbines linked to controllable pitch propellers, all monitored via an integrated platform management system for optimal efficiency. Adani Defence and Aerospace, in partnership with Prime Aero, has signed a definitive agreement to acquire a 100% stake in Indamer Technics Private Limited, one of India's leading private sector aircraft maintenance, repair and overhaul companies. The acquisition will be executed through Horizon Aero Solutions, a 50-50 joint venture between Adani and Prime Aero, owned by Prajay Patel, director of Indamer Technics. The deal marks an expansion of Adani's footprint in the aviation MRO sector. Strategically located within Nagpur's Mihan Special Economic Zone, ITPL operates a state-of-the-art greenfield facility spread over 30 acres with capacity for 15 aircraft bays across 10 hangars. Approved by the DGCA, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration and other international regulators, the company offers a full range of services, including lease return checks, heavy sea checks, structural repairs, and aircraft painting. With this deal, Adani Defence aims to tap into synergies between ITPL and aviation company Airworks, offering integrated solutions to both commercial and defence aviation sectors. India and Japan are stepping up their naval collaboration in a big way, and one of the developments is the potential interest in Japan's Soryu class submarines, which feature a lithium ion battery propulsion, a game changing technology in underwater endurance and stealth. Why does lithium ion matter? It has extended underwater time. Lithium ion batteries allow submarines to stay submerged longer than traditional lead acid batteries. Faster recharge. They recharge more quickly, reducing vulnerability during surfacing. Lower maintenance. These systems are more efficient and require less upkeep. Japan's Soryu class submarines are among the most advanced conventional submarines globally, and India's interest signals a desire to leapfrog current capabilities in its undersea fleet. Strategic Technology Partnership highlights: a memorandum of implementation was signed in November 24 for co-developing the Unicorn Mast, a stealth-enhancing integrated communication system for Indian Navy ships. This marks the first ever co-development of defense equipment between the two nations. Japan's willingness to share high-grade technology, previously reserved for close allies, reflects deepening strategic trust. Skyroot Aerospace has successfully conducted the first static test of its powerful KALAM 1200 solid rocket motor, the first stage of the Vikram 1 launch vehicle, at the Satish Dhawan Space Center in Sriharikota. Vikram 1 is India's first privately developed orbital launch vehicle, which will provide on-demand and customized launches for global small satellite operators, both within the country and globally. The static test, conducted at the spaceport under the patronage of ISRO, validated the performance of the 30-ton booster stage of Vikram 1, which is scheduled for its maiden flight later this year. The KALAM 1200 serves as the first stage of Vikram 1, which is a monolithic composite motor measuring 11 meters in length and 1.7 meters in diameter, with an ability to carry 30 tons of solid propellant. It is also the longest monolithic motor ever manufactured at the solid propellant plant in the Space Center at Sriharikota. ISRO engineers have designed the specialized test stand used for the trial. During the Philippines President Marcos Jr.'s historic visit to India, SMPP signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Asia Defence and Firepower Corporation (ADFC) of the Philippines to establish a strategic joint venture corporation. This joint venture will be headquartered in Philippines, focus on manufacturing, assembling and distributing SMPP's advanced defense products. It supports the Philippines' self-reliant defense posture under the Republic Act number 12024. Philippines ownership and governance will be minimum 60% to comply with local laws. It is eligible for incentives under the CREATE Act, including tax holidays, duty-free capital imports, streamlined approvals, and governed by a majority Filipino board to align with national priorities. SMPP will provide proven indigenous defense technology, manufacturing and quality assurance systems. ADFC will lead local operations, talent development and recruitment, building Filipino-led R&D capabilities. The Philippine Department of National Defense (DND) can directly award contracts to in-country enterprises like the JVC, bypassing public bidding and enabling long-term supply agreements. Turkey unveils world's first sea-skimming combat drone, a stealthy production-ready wing and ground craft unlike anything US, Russia or China has. In the 1960s, the Soviet Union stunned Western intelligence with the Caspian Sea Monster, a massive winged ship that skimmed just above the water's surface, hidden from the radar. Now, Turkey has revived and modernized that concept with Tale, the world's first sea-skimming multi-purpose unmanned aerial vehicle. This cutting-edge craft is production-ready and the first of its kind. It blends the stealth of a low-flying drone with the aerodynamic efficiency of a wing-in-ground effect vehicle, creating a new category of maritime strike and reconnaissance platforms. Unlike traditional UAVs that operate high above the surface, Tale can skim the ski from 30 centimeters to 100 meters, staying beneath typical radar horizons. This low profile enables it to infiltrate contested zones without detection, making it ideal for harbor attacks, reconnaissance, and rapid response maritime operations. As per the manufacturer, its foldable wings allow for quick deployment and its low radar cross-section paired with a lightweight stealth-focused design keeps it virtually invisible until it's too late for an adversary to react. Despite its compact 9.84-foot wingspan and 9.19-foot length, Tale can carry up to 66 pounds of payload, whether advanced sensors or munitions comparable to smaller conventional anti-ship missiles. Powered by an electric engine and LiPo battery, Tale reaches 200 kilometers and operates for up to 3 hours with a 200-kilometer range. Its operational versatility covers normal attack, top attack, harbor attack, patrol and reconnaissance missions, and cargo transport. Advanced AI-assisted flight controls ensures both autonomous and operator-guided missions remain accurate and adaptable even in sea state 3 conditions. While Tale is groundbreaking for drones, it isn't the first craft to harness the wing-in-ground effect. The Cold War's Soviet Union's massive KM Aeronautic nicknamed the Caspian Sea Monster, dominated military headlines in the Cold War era. The behemoth, however, was a crude vehicle weighing hundreds of tons and designed for troop and missile transport. United Launch Alliance's Vulcan rocket is scheduled to fly its first military space on 12th of August from Cape Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida, carrying Space Force satellites destined for geosynchronous orbit about 22,000 miles above Earth. The vehicle, which is replacing the company's legacy workhorse Atlas V, flew two demonstration missions last year and achieved its required military certification from the Space Force in March. ULA and SpaceX are the only companies with rockets certified to fly national security space launch missions. For years prior to the certification of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, ULA was the sole provider of military launch services. In 2020, SpaceX won a 40% share of those missions slated to fly between fiscal years 2022 and 27, with ULA maintaining the remaining 60%. In April, the Space Force awarded SpaceX ULA and national security launch newcomer Blue Origin a combined $13.5 billion for missions that will fly between 2027 and 2032. Under the deal, SpaceX will receive $5.9 billion to fly 28 missions, ULA $5.3 billion to launch 19, and Blue Origin $2.3 billion to conduct 7. We hope you enjoyed the news. Please do subscribe to our channel and do give us your feedback. Thank you.